as a Hope Chapter President of Atlanta, of Georgia rather, so far the deliberation, what is your take?
It's been wonderful. So, I think the most important items have been discussed in this convention today. If we can go home even now at 5 p.m. and know that we had a very successful convention. The finances have been addressed. There were lots of questions that were asked, and the answers that were given were very satisfactory to the crowd. We've also come up with a very strong resolutions about some of the issues that we came to discuss here at the convention. And then the LECDA Solidarity Live, everything has been structured today, and going forward, we'll have a very successful organization. And I'm wishing that this LECDA USA continues to be strong and on the same footing, a good footing going forward.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. Chief Financial Officer here, you listed about 8 Fondom that received award. Can you vividly tell us how many Fondom has actually acknowledged receive of their project or of the award and the level of which the project is going? Do you have any figure of it?
Thank you, Mr. Gaza Media. At this point, I personally disbursed the initial 75% of the funding to those 8 Fondoms. And so far, there is just one that has completed and brought in a report on how the project is going or how the project was completed. We are still waiting on the other Fondoms. Some have shared the initiation of the project, and they are all still in progress.
So, but have they reached out to you as a financial secretary or to the executive per se, or by just a word of mouth, no documentation, anything of that sort?
At this point, I wasn't really expecting them to report to me directly. The person directly in charge of that will be the vice CEO, because she's in charge of development. So she may have more records than I do, but I am expected to verify everything before I give the final amount of the money.
Okay, thank you so much for your work.
You're welcome.
Okay. This is Royal Highness Chief Fosano of Nwangong. You started in your Fondom about 3 years ago. You started a very strong Fondom organization. You have your ever first convention in Columbus, Ohio. Right now, you seem to be, the situation, organization seems to be dormant or kind of, I don't want to use the word dead. What is actually happening?
Well, greetings to all the BLM's people and the whole entire population of the BLM. As I said, I will not tell you what is happening in Wangong because for sure and to be truthful, I don't know what is happening. But one thing I will speak for is the fact that Chief Osano will always stand for Wangong Fondom at all times and everywhere when necessary. That's why I'm here today.
Yes, because at some time there was a little bit of conflict where the new executive wanted to come in and take over where maybe the CEO, I'll be talking to the CEO, if the conflict was ever resolved or whatever. Do you think that maybe the people that you recommended, because we had an interview that you recommended some people that were supposed to take over, but it appeared majority of the people seem not to agree with you. But today, they just announced that, or that 4,000 was disbursed to different funds on that application was out there. Do you know if your Fondom ever applied for that funding?
That unfortunately, I was very, very disturbed when I saw so many Fondoms apply or receive this grant free from LECDA USA, and unfortunately, Wangong was not part of the list. My disappointment was big, and I had to contact the fund himself and ask him some questions, which himself he could not answer. We can only regret the situation that maybe, I don't know, as I said earlier, and I can only speak for me, Mwangong is losing, Chifusano is not losing, and Fosungu is not losing, but the Fondom is losing. And I think we should always put our grievances above our private or individualisms or personal interests and put the Fondom at first. That is what I would recommend. Thank you.
I thank you so much. I think I will talk to the CEO because there was a lot of action, but maybe whatever resolution happened, but it felt so bad that an organization that I was reporting on that was built from nothing to something Then out of a sudden, it seemed to like it is crashed. None of the person seemed to be around here, member of the executive or the organization that you live with them. So it's a little bit disheartening to say a fondom like that one that was already very vibrant. Everybody knew about it. I think when they launched the LECDA 5-year development plan at that time, His Royal Highness Fosongo was there at that convention in Maryland and was there when they picked him from the airport straight to the convention floor to sit back and saw that something that he came to the US build is not there. I'm saying this direct to the Wangong people that if you are in the US, it is a little bit disappointing that the His Royal Majesty will leave Cameroon, come here, build the organization to that level, and today that organization was giving out some award. None of the executive or member from the Wangong was not able to apply for that 4,000. That would have gone a long way to help development at home. And none of them is present here again. It seems, to say the least, that you cannot kill an organization like that. Whoever is responsible, whoever is the executive is, I don't know you, but please, if you have been sleeping, please step up and join this one God. Thank you so much. His Royal Highness. Yeah. Whoever is here, I can see the CEO out of this conversation because I want to ask you a very specific question. Mr. CEO, I know you work so hard, you build, even Fondom that were not existing. Today, one of the Fondom seems to be dead. That was very vibrant at some point. They had a conflict, they brought up to you. I don't know whatever recommendation you gave. Do you think, I saw Chief Fosano today in this conference, member of his Fondom are not here. You gave an award that Fondom could not benefit from. I know there was some kind of power struggle in terms of leadership, and they brought it to you. Whatever recommendation, do you regret that maybe you supported the executive that were not able to follow LECDA-USA and be part of this bigger organization?
Well, I wouldn't say I regret. You know, I'm happy that I was able to intervene and solve the issue that existed between Fosano and the new executive. I don't know. I don't know why those who took over for him are not part of LECDA-USA. But what I will encourage is that they might have a legitimate grievance, you know. But if you
without grievance be with LECDA-USA or with Fosano?
When I say them, I don't know if it is with LECDA-USA or with Fosano, but you cannot solve a problem that you don't know. All what I can stand here and tell you is that I helped to solve that problem. I intervened. That problem was resolved. Fosano handed over power, but I don't know why they are not coming to the board. That I don't know. And if you don't know, I don't want to speculate.
Yeah.
You know. But now that we are having a conversation, if anybody from Wangong think that either Fosano or myself or somebody at the board is responsible for them not being part of the board, all you have to do is come on and say, hey, CEO, these are our grievances, or this is what you need to do to bring us on board. Because it's serious.
Do you even need to go talk to someone to bring them to the board?
No, but again, there is, if there was somebody that could reach, I will. You know, but it's serious. There is a difference between yeah, no. Yes. For you to offer $4,000 and the Fondom decided they will not even.
No, because probably they did not apply because they saw that maybe they could not even qualify, or because they were not. No, but because maybe they were not even participating. Yeah, because they were not even participating in the organization.
We did not say anywhere in the form that you need to be participating in order to.
But now, if I want to ask you this kind of, I don't think it's hypothetical that because I think Chief Fosano was that he proposed some people that he wanted to take over him, and those executives that were against him at that time, or that they are there, they thought that they could better manage the organization. And the public, because I did an interview, the public opinion was that Fosano was wrong to say he want to more. Maybe, do you think that maybe he knew something that me and you from outside did not know?
That would be guess that maybe he knew something to stick to. he wanted to be in power because he knew something that
No,
we
not
did
that
not
you
know.
not that you wanted to be in power, but he was proposing somebody that he thought that person could be a better leader to replace.
Well, those are details that I'm not privy to. I just know, what I know is that when there was a challenge, I did not even go further into it because when they brought it to me, before I could even go further into it, they had resolved it and he handed power. So I don't want us to go back into what happened. But what is important today is that those people came and knocked him off,
And they are nowhere to be
and
found.
they are nowhere to be found. You
So,
know,
and that
because
is
I said,
yeah.
when the BOT was not giving project to the board, Fasano came to the board lobby and got 1,500 for Wuangong. Now we are giving for 4,000, and there is nobody to even give an application to benefit from that money.
It baffles everyone's
You know,
mind.
something that was well publicized. I even gave a copy of it to the Fondom himself. Even he himself is disappointed that nobody asked before they said no. And the way that project was designed, there was no way we could say no to any Fondom. It's like I said in the dialogue, that they give you something and you say, I'm not eating. So there should be something really serious somewhere for that kind of behavior.
That could be true. CEO, I think you make a wonderful state of address. I will be air it especially for people to really sit and digest. Are you satisfied because you get some strong recommendation? Are you satisfied with what the General Assembly look into those recommendations? I think they adopted most of them.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the outcome?
I am. You know, one thing that I have to do is to make the job of my predecessor. If you listen to me, everything that I'm fighting for CEO, I'm fighting for the person taking over from me.
Because you're no longer going to stand.
Yes, no, I am the outgoing CEO.
Yeah,
So asking that they should make a budget to facilitate the activities of the CEO and everything that it's not for me, you know, but my job was to come and build a strong organization and make the job of the person taking over easy. And you know, the case, I'm able to build a good case because I'm not building the case for myself. You know, if I was asking for a budget at the beginning of my term, it would have appeared as if I'm asking for money to come and use. But I've already done those things. I'm asking for it for the next CEO.
Yes.
So,
Mr. CEO, when you look at there were Fondom that actually received award from you, that they were not here. You saw the people were a little bit discontented. People were not very happy that people received an award and to even come here and acknowledge the General Assembly, to even present to what level. I know that they are still coming. What do you feel? How do you feel personally as a CEO that people send application, you review it, and this is happening?
my feelings are not different from the feelings of the rest of the assembly or those who were disgruntled and disappointed by the Fondoms not represented here. You know, if I tell you, you expect me to say I feel good not seeing them here. It's this morning that I got a text message from one of the Fondom presidents saying that they cannot be here, but some of them I have not even heard from them. You know, some of them I have not even heard from them. They did not even have the courtesy to tell me that they are not coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I know we had an online discussion on this. This is a little bit also very disappointing, to say the least. But I will not speak for the CEO on behalf of the organization. But I think this is what actually transpired here on the floor when people are not able to respond appropriately. But moving out of here, are you confident that they will be able to maybe do it?
I think that some of the resolutions that they took here was to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Even if it means going back to go change the constitution like Barrister suggested, there is a protocol to hold them responsible. And I'm sure when they watch the deliberation today, that is going to create some self-awareness that if I'm not been attending the meeting, you know, if I'm not been attending the meeting, then the assembly is looking at me. I'm happy that I'm not the one who put them on the spotlight. It's the assembly. It wasn't me. I did not report any of it. Fondom president. It was the assembly that said, but where are they? They took this money. Where are they? So I'm happy that, and this is what I want. This is what I want. Not me, but the General Assembly holding Fondom presidents are responsible.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will let you go and have a little bit of snack before we come for the second phase. Yeah, thank you. Valentine, yeah, Prof. you spoke, he thought about the Trans-African Highway when he was asking the question. Why are you so passionate about this road? I know there are some few people that have mentioned that if we are able to open the road from Menji or from our division to Manfred, that will lead up to a Eko or open a more market. To that, why are you so passionate and very conviction about this particular road?
The first thing I want to say is that it is not me who is passionate about this. The results speak for themselves. The truth is verifiable. There is a documentary that shows that when the Trans-African Road between Bamenda and Enugu was set up, it changed the economic status of the people along that road. That road between Bamenda and Enugu passes by Bakaba. It leads to ECOWAS market, which is 450 million plus people. That is one of the largest markets in Africa. If the BLM is connected to the Trans-African Highway, then commerce becomes something that we are supplying goods to 450 million people. That is a huge market. ECOWAS is not that big. In the days when goods were coming from Enugu to Chang and passing through the BLM, I want anybody to go look at the statistics. The number of hotels that were built, the number of stores that opened. This is data. It is not politics. We are not here to talk about politics. We are talking about the well-being of people. If anybody wants a people to thrive, they should be able to have access to the resources that sustain them.
That's true. Thank you so much. I know as time goes on, we will still begin to talk on this particular topic. I know like there are some people that have talked about it. Yeah, one person, engineer, Dr. Joe Forichan, who was here, has also mentioned it somewhere in another platform.
And I gave $10,000 as a deposit when they start connecting the road from the BLM to Bakaba. That connects to the Trans-African Highway. Nobody has collected the $10,000 yet. That is my deposit.
Prof, thank you so much, Prof. Yeah. Of LECDA-USA in charge of a project. The question that we'll be asking you is, how many of this Fondom, I know it was mentioned somewhere, are there responding? Have you requests for documentation that I can ask from your office to verify that this is the level?
Yes, some of the Fondoms, like Mombi, they did even videos of, when they were presenting those, the project, what they actually use the money for. And that was for the technical school. There are so many videos out there, and they had a grand presentation, and so it's easy for them, for you to get any information from them. And then we've had, even recently, Nkong has sent videos also of the desks, school benches and tables that they use the funds for. So we are having some of those videos trickling in. They are using some of the projects right from the beginning were earmarked to start later. There's some that were supposed to start like in June. That is next month. So for those ones, we can't ask them for any proof of anything because we knew from when they wrote the project that we're going to start a little later.
So are you now saying that all the F Fondom are current in terms of a requirement or meeting deadline or whatever was stipulated?
Yes,
all of them?
All of them, we at least know that they were supposed to start at a certain period, and they are trying to meet up with that. And you should know too that the challenges with those who wrote those projects here are that they are not there on the ground back home.
No. Are you now defending them? Because I believe that before you write a project, you must have a liaison person at home to time.
They do. I'm just saying they don't have the power to really push for things or even send the proof. Like I just mentioned the income. The person that wrote the project, in our last ESCO meeting, he said he has been asking for the proof, and
So,
we will have
but the question now is, so people were quickly to receive money, but they cannot respond to the donor. Is that a fair statement?
It's not fair in the sense that so many of them, are working on the project. So we can't say that they receive funds, but they are not. That would not be a fair statement to say.
Yeah, because I think as an administrator, as a donor, that when you set some guideline, you need to follow up and say, if I'm writing a project to you, I already have a plan of how to execute it, and there shouldn't be coming back and complaining. It's like maybe people seize the opportunity, or do you think that maybe LECDA-USA, executive, there were some gap that people took an advantage to collect money that maybe are not?
No. If there was any of that, we would have had all the 17 Fondom send projects. No, those who wrote in the projects, they really saw projects. And they, as I said, they gave timeline. Some of the projects are going to start after this convention.
Okay.
So all of that is in their
But you are saying that only 8 Fondom wrote?
Fondom, yes.
Only 8?
Only 8 Fondom.
Okay. And
yeah.
those 8
and
all
we,
awarded?
All were awarded because we give strict guidelines. So that's those who knew that they could not meet up with the guidelines did not even apply. Those who applied follow. We had a template on how to write projects.
Okay, I will be reaching out to you to actually have through documentation or like kind of the list of those funding, what project was supposed to start on, so that I will connect to
yes.
that project.
Oh yeah. We have.
Thank you so much. Again, dear viewers of Gaza Media, dear Liberian people, we are now, the short break is over. We'll now be heading on to the second phase of this program, where I think the keynote speaker will be speaking momentarily from now. So if you are listening to us, stay tuned to our Gaza Media YouTube channel, and so that you connect to see exactly what has been transpiring here. Again, I want to thank you so much for continuing to support Gaza Media. We are here live in Atlanta, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.